What if the moment you have been waiting for your entire life is not years away, but right in front of you, quietly unfolding in ways you cannot yet see? What if all the detours, heartbreaks, delays, and disappointments were never punishments, but preparations? Sometimes what feels like chaos is simply the universe rearranging the pieces of your life so something extraordinary can finally fit. Before we dive in, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to see how far this conversation is reaching. Now take a breath. Look back at the path that brought you here. Every wrong turn, every late night, every why me moment. Could it be that all of it was leading you towards something divine? Something meant for you. The truth is, the universe rarely announces its blessings with a loud knock. It whispers. It hides them in ordinary days, in small coincidences, in fleeting moments that only make sense when you look back. We often imagine divine opportunities as grand, something loud and miraculous. But most of the time they come quietly. They appear when we least expect them, disguised as an ending, a challenge, or even a heartbreak. They test our faith, not to destroy it, but to deepen it. Carl Jung, the great depth psychologist, believed that our unconscious mind, the silent part of our being, is constantly guiding us toward growth. He said that every major shift in life begins beneath the surface in whispers from the soul. You may not recognize it at first, but when the time is right, those whispers become impossible to ignore. Have you ever felt it? That strange pull. The feeling that something inside you is changing, even when your surroundings look the same. That is not coincidence. That is your inner world preparing for what your outer world is about to experience. When a divine opportunity approaches, something in you begins to awaken. You might feel restless. You might feel uncertain. You might even feel lost. But deep inside, a quiet awareness starts to rise, a knowing that something greater is on its way. The first sign often appears as a sudden moment of clarity. It can happen in the most ordinary moment, during a drive home while you are washing dishes, or in the silence before sleep. Out of nowhere it hits you, the confusion fades, and for a brief moment everything feels aligned. You just know. You might not be able to explain it logically, but your heart recognizes it instantly. That feels like the fog has lifted, revealing a path that was always there, waiting for you to notice. Jung believed that these flashes of clarity are not accidents. They are the moments when the unconscious mind breaks through, when your soul finally gets a word in over the noise of the world. That clarity is not random. It is the universe speaking directly to you, saying, "This way." Have you ever felt that? That small but powerful moment when everything suddenly makes sense. When you are no longer running in circles but walking in direction. Those are sacred moments. They are not coincidences. They are invitations. But clarity is not always peaceful. Sometimes it shakes you. It asks you to leave behind what no longer fits. It shows you truths you have been avoiding. That is because real clarity does not just reveal the path. It demands that you walk it. When a divine opportunity is approaching, your inner world and outer world start to align. People appear at just the right moment. Doors you never noticed before begin to open. You start feeling guided, even when you do not know why. That is not random. That is synchronicity. Carl Jung called synchronicity meaningful coincidence. It is when events that have no logical connection suddenly line up with perfect precision. A message, a meeting, a sign that confirms what your heart already knows. Maybe you keep seeing the same number. Maybe a song plays at just the right time. Maybe a stranger says exactly what you needed to hear. These are the universe's quiet ways of saying, you are in alignment. Keep going. You see, life is not happening to you. It is happening for you. The signs you notice are reflections of your inner readiness. When you start to awaken, the world begins to mirror it back. The more in tune you become with your true self, the more clearly you begin to see these subtle connections. Think about it. How many times have you brushed off a coincidence, not realizing it was the universe trying to catch your attention? How many times have you said, "What are the odds?" Maybe those odds are not odds at all. Maybe they are divine timing. When the universe prepares you for something greater, it begins by aligning everything around you with everything within you. But here is the catch. It often feels uncomfortable. Growth never arrives dressed as comfort. It arrives as friction, as confusion, as the feeling that you are being stretched beyond what you can handle. You might lose people. You might feel misunderstood. You might doubt yourself. But beneath that discomfort, something beautiful is unfolding. Jung once said, "There is no coming to consciousness without pain." He meant that we do not awaken in moments of ease. We awaken in moments of tension. The pain, the uncertainty, the unease, they are not signs of failure. They are proof that something inside you is transforming. Every time you outgrow an old version of yourself, it hurts. But that is the price of becoming. A divine opportunity does not appear when you are perfectly ready. It appears when you are brave enough to take the first step despite the fear. Sometimes it feels like everything is falling apart. But what if it is actually falling into place? What if the loss, the rejection, the confusion are not endings but openings, creating space for what is truly meant to arrive? Look back at your life. How many times did something painful eventually reveal itself as a blessing? How many heartbreaks pushed you toward deeper understanding? How many setbacks led you to your true path? That is how divine opportunities work. They rarely come wrapped in comfort. They come disguised as challenges, asking if you are willing to trust what you cannot yet see. And here is the truth. The universe never tests you to break you. It tests you to reveal you. Every trial is a mirror, showing you how far you have come and how ready you are to step into what is next. So when life begins to shift, when clarity strikes, when synchronicities multiply, when discomfort grows, do not panic. Pause, listen. The universe may be whispering, "It is time." The signs are not random. They are sacred. The clarity, the coincidences, the challenges, they are all part of the same message. Something bigger than you is moving. Something divine is unfolding. The path you are walking is not by accident. It is being shaped by unseen hands. And if you can trust the process, even when it does not make sense, you will find yourself standing in the exact place you were meant to be all along, because divine opportunities rarely knock loudly. They whisper softly, and only those who are willing to listen will hear. So take a moment tonight. Reflect on your life. Where have you felt sudden clarity? Where have coincidences started to appear? Where has growth begun to feel uncomfortable? Those are not random signs. Those are signals that something extraordinary is drawing near. Do not run from it. Step toward it, because the universe is always speaking. The question is, are you listening? When you begin to truly listen, life starts speaking in new languages. Sometimes through intuition, sometimes through coincidence, sometimes through silence. That silence is sacred. It is in that stillness where divine opportunities are born. Not through chaos, but through quiet awareness. The universe does not always show you the full picture. It reveals pieces one at a time, trusting that you will have the faith to keep walking, even when the path ahead is dimly lit. And that is the beauty of this journey. It is never about having all the answers. It is about developing enough trust to move forward without them. The signs of a divine opportunity are not reserved for saints or mystics. They appear in the lives of ordinary people, in moments that seem small at first glance. The unexpected message, the feeling that you need to reach out to someone, the sudden urge to start again after failure. It is the subtle alignment of your soul with the rhythm of something larger than yourself. When the universe is preparing you for a divine opportunity, it often feels like you are standing at the edge of something you cannot name. There is anticipation mixed with fear, excitement wrapped in uncertainty. Your heart knows something is shifting, but your mind cannot yet make sense of it. And that tension, that strange mix of hope and doubt, is a sure sign that something sacred is unfolding. Carl Jung believed that the soul speaks through symbols, through dreams, through patterns that repeat in our lives. When something keeps showing up, an idea, a person, a feeling, it is not random. It is the psyche's way of saying, look closer. There is something here for you. Think about it. How many times have you ignored that inner nudge, only to later realize it was guiding you toward something meaningful? The truth is, divine opportunities are not about luck. They are about awareness. They appear to those who are paying attention, but sometimes awareness demands courage. Because when the universe prepares you for something new, it often requires letting go of something old. It might be a belief that no longer serves you, a place that no longer feels right, or a relationship that no longer aligns with your growth. Letting go hurts, but that pain has purpose. It clears the space for what is meant to enter. It is a strange paradox, isn't it? The very thing that feels like loss is actually preparation. The breaking is not to destroy you. It is to open you. Because without breaking, there is no room for light to enter. Without loss, there is no space for alignment. Jung described this as individuation, the process of becoming your true self. He believed that each of us carries within a potential waiting to be realized. Life's challenges, heartbreaks, and turning points are not punishments. They are catalysts, shaping us into the person capable of walking through the doors that destiny has prepared. Sometimes, the divine opportunity is not external at all. It is internal. It is the shift within you, the realization that you no longer need to chase approval, that you no longer need to prove your worth, that your life has meaning even when it looks uncertain from the outside. When this realization dawns, something beautiful happens. You stop waiting for the perfect moment, because you realize the moment itself is already perfect. You begin to live from alignment, not expectation. You begin to listen more deeply, not to the noise of the world, but to the quiet truth of your soul. That truth often whispers, you are ready, maybe not fully healed, maybe not entirely confident, but ready enough to begin, ready enough to step into the next chapter. Not because you have it all figured out, but because your soul refuses to stay still any longer. And when that readiness meets divine timing, something miraculous happens. The right people begin to appear. The right opportunities find their way to you. The path that once felt heavy begins to open. You no longer have to force life to work. It starts to flow. Jung called this moment the alignment between the conscious self and the unconscious, when what you want and what you are destined for finally start moving in the same direction. It feels like peace after chaos, clarity after confusion. It feels like coming home to yourself. Have you ever felt that? That deep, unexplainable peace after a long season of uncertainty. It is not coincidence. It is the soul's quiet recognition that you are exactly where you are meant to be. But make no mistake, even divine alignment will challenge you. It will not always be easy. Growth never is. The universe will still test your patience, your faith, your willingness to trust the unseen, because each test is not a punishment. It is preparation for the next level of your becoming. Maybe you're in that stage right now. The waiting, the stretching, the quiet transformation no one else can see. It can feel lonely. It can feel endless. But that is how all great changes begin, quietly beneath the surface before anyone notices. The roots of destiny grow in silence. One day everything will make sense. Every delay, every rejection, every tear. You will look back and realize the universe was not denying you. It was protecting your timing. You were never behind. You were being prepared. And when that divine opportunity finally arrives, you will know. Not because it will be loud or dramatic, but because it will feel like alignment. It will not drain you. It will energize you. It will not confuse you. It will feel like recognition. It will not demand that you become someone else. It will remind you of who you already are. That is the essence of divine opportunity. It is not something you chase. It is something you meet by becoming ready. The opportunity itself is simply a mirror, reflecting the growth, courage, and faith you cultivated in the unseen seasons. So if you are in a season of waiting, do not rush it. The universe is still arranging the details. If you are in a season of discomfort, do not resist it. You are being stretched for something greater. If you are noticing synchronicities, pay attention. Life is whispering directions, and if you have started to feel that deep sense of purpose, that unshakable knowing that something is calling you forward, listen closely. That is the soul's signal that your time has come. Purpose, Jung believed, is not something we create. It is something we uncover. It is already there beneath layers of fear and expectation. When we align with it, the world begins to respond. Opportunities that once seemed impossible start appearing naturally, because we are finally moving in harmony with who we truly are. Imagine waking up one day with that clarity, a deep understanding that your life is no accident, that every step has been leading you here. The fear begins to fade, replaced by quiet confidence. The confusion softens into direction. You finally realize the universe has not been testing you. It has been teaching you to trust. This is what it means to encounter a divine opportunity, to stand at the threshold between who you were and who you are becoming, and to have the courage to step through. Do not rush it. Do not force it. Let it unfold. The universe operates in divine timing, not human impatience. Every chapter of your life has meaning, even the ones that hurt, especially the ones that hurt, because pain is often the first language of transformation. Maybe your divine opportunity is not a job, or a relationship, or a new beginning in the world outside. Maybe it is a deeper awakening within, a chance to see yourself clearly for the first time, without fear, without judgment, without pretending. That awakening is the true gift. Because once you begin to live from that place, from awareness, from authenticity, from faith, every day becomes a divine opportunity. Every sunrise, every conversation, every choice. The signs will still come, the synchronicities, the clarity, the quiet nudges. But you will not chase them anymore. You will recognize them instantly, because you have learned the language of the universe. That language is trust, and trust is not built in the moments when everything is easy. It is built in the moments when nothing makes sense, yet you keep believing that something beautiful is forming beyond the chaos. So, if you find yourself in that space tonight, uncertain, waiting, wondering if the universe still remembers you, hear this, it does. It always has. It is preparing you in silence, shaping you through patience, refining you through delay, because divine opportunities do not come to those who rush. They come to those who are ready, and readiness is not about perfection. It is about faith. The universe is not far away. It is right here in this moment, whispering softly through every experience, guiding you toward the life that was always meant for you. Trust it. Listen closely, and when the signs appear, step forward with courage, because the divine opportunity you have been waiting for may already be unfolding in ways you cannot yet see. And when it reveals itself, you will not have to question if it is meant for you. You will simply know. This is Echoes of Psyche, where we explore the mysteries of the soul and the language of transformation. Until next time, keep listening. The universe is speaking.